Yeah, I'm here delivering this presentation on behalf of WaveHub. Yeah, should have said in the session earlier that I was chairing. My name's Joe Kidd. I'm the technical director of MarineSpace, and we're involved in a number of the marine energy projects in Wales. My background is in project development. I headed up the project development team at MCT Siemens for over 5 years. And a large part of that was developing the Anglesey Skerries project. So I have the scars to show for looking to push ahead with projects in Wales.
Joe, we might not have much time for questions. So in your presentation, could you answer the question, what's in it for developers to go to a demonstration zone? What would attract them to a demonstration zone?
I can do. I'll try to, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, you'll be glad to hear that in Johnny's introduction and David's presentation, they covered a lot of what a demonstration zone is about. So yeah, I was really going to focus actually on a process that we've gone through recently in engaging with developers as to what they would want to see out of a demonstration zone, and how potentially it could be structured. Yeah, you're probably all, yeah, knowing about the MEP conference and being in the sector, you're probably aware of the Pembrokeshire demo zone. So I can probably skip by all of this. Both Claire Gibson and Stuart Herbert from WaveHub are both here. So any questions on the demo zone itself can be directed either to them or to me. We've been brought in to help push forward with the zone. The WaveHub guys, yeah, have really been focused recently on the facility down in Cornwall, but really see the demo zone as an important next stage. And as Johnny said, it really is being seen as plugging that gap between testing individual devices and demonstration of the commercial viability of, yeah, ultimately 30 megawatt size projects. In terms of latest developments, yeah, I mentioned that engagement with Wave developers. So yeah, I think this is evidence of that strong interest in the zone and the sector in general in Wales. And that developer feedback has been really encouraging for me personally and for WaveHub. So what the process we went through, we've gone through a couple of rounds of feedback with the developers that have expressed an interest, and all have expressed a willingness to deploy that 30 megawatts. Soon after the zone is available, in all likelihood, we're looking at 2020, once we get through all the consenting and all the financial close, all the investment processes. But it was really encouraging from my point of view that Wave developers feel like they'll be at that point around 2020. In terms of site data requirements, there was also a general consensus that the existing Wave resource data we have for the sites is sufficient at this stage. So there's been Wave buoys operated by the Met Office close by. So we've got long-term data sets, and Swansea University have also had a Wave buoy close by. So we've got a good idea of the Wave resource at this stage, and obviously as things develop, we'll look to fine-tune that. In terms of infrastructure requirements, yeah, there's a bit of a mixture at the moment in terms of what we would physically put in place, whether it's a kind of WaveHub style junction box, or whether we'd, yeah, with it being 16 kilometres offshore, whether we'd be looking at an offshore substation, whether people are going to be exporting at 33 kV. There's still some questions there that will have to be explored further. And the commercial structure is is something that we're really going to have to get to the bottom of, and quickly. Yeah, there is interest from the developers in being part of a special purpose vehicle, and I think that's something that yeah, is likely to be part of the solution, is working closely with those wave developers as well as those kind of strategic investors. More like talking about for BT, but it's that kind of strategic investor that longer term I'm envisaging being interested in the Pembrokeshire demo zone as well. In tandem to that, yeah, we're going through really we've been taking a step back and looking at all the options, because there is that real temptation just to jump gung-ho at this and do all the consenting, put all the infrastructure in, and look to do everything possible. But I'm conscious that, yeah, Wave Hub have been through that to a large extent with their Cornwall facility, and are keen just to make sure that we engage as widely as possible with all the stakeholders to make sure that what we choose, yeah, it is what people want, and also is feasible within the financial constraints that we're working to. In terms of next steps, I'll leave that. I'm conscious of time, so I'm sure there's lots of you that I'll be speaking to later at dinner, and yeah, over the coming weeks, yeah, we'll be looking to engage a lot more with both developers and wider stakeholders. That's me. Thank you.